Yes, Assi Salam Media are keeping you company this Ramadan, and we are keeping you company from now until the time of Iftar here in Johannesburg. And today being the ninth day of Ramadan, Alhamdulillah, things are going exceptionally well for us here in South Africa. But can we say the same about many right across the entire world who have been suffering? And you will recall uh, year after year, we've seen and we've spoken about so many issues, and some of them we actually repeat over and over again because they have not come to fruition or they haven't been resolved or things just haven't improved for them. And we are talking about another challenging Ramadan for the people of Myanmar. And there are deep concerns, there are worries about extensive migration as the military gears up to conscript thousands of people. We're joined by San Lwin Rohingya activist and co-founder of the Free Rohingya Coalition, joining us out of Germany this afternoon. Nasan, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Kareem to you and Jazakallah for your time.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Same to you, and thanks so much for having me here today.
As I mentioned, a few things, we talk about over and over again, and they never seem to improve. The other day, I had someone talk to me about the Uyghur Muslims, and, out of the East Turkestan region, we had an activist who is based in the US, a Uyghur activist. Now, I know yourself as well, Nason, the Rohingya, similar. For how many Ramadans now? Ramadans have come and gone, we are talking continuously about not only the plight of the people, but also at the same time there are concerns. There are huge concerns as to what their future actually lies. And I know you've just returned from Bangladesh, so you must have obviously had a first-hand account in terms of what's happening in the refugee camps as well.
Well, we went to the refugee camp and we met with our fellow brother and sister. So the situation, the infrastructure of the camp, especially the road, a little bit much better than the years before, and the shelter are the same, and also the refugee are suffering with the inflation. And as of now, from this January, the WFP increased the monthly allowance from $8 to $10, but the $10 is the local currency, about the 1100 taka, which is nothing for them, but they are barely surviving with this allowance. So, and also in the camp, there are the violence, but still, unlike the last year, this year a little bit decreased. So things are a little bit improved, but the problem is with the, as I mentioned earlier, with the Lawrence, it is not really enough, and also the repatriation, which is the most important for the refugee, and it gives them the hope. But the repatriation is still uncertain. Uh, uh, the fighting are ongoing in our homeland, and also the military has no intention to take back this all the refugee from the Bangladesh. So this is the basic situation there, and I will talk more based on your question.
Yes, well, certainly, and it is obviously another challenging year, like you mentioned, another challenging Ramadan. Very little has basically improved. But again, we're talking about the military now gearing up to conscript thousands of people now. I'm not too sure as to why the military wants this, but it doesn't sound good for the Rohingya because we know to a large extent, or to everything that has happened to them has been as a result of the Myanmar military.
Well, since last month on February 10th, the military junta make an announcement that they are going to implement this military service law. So, but before they implement in everywhere, the first target was the Rohingya. Despite they don't recognize as a citizen. So on February 15, the military summoned the Belish administration, the refugee camp in situ administration, And also in the different town, they summon this all the administration that the Rohingya must provide at least 100 youth from the larger village and the 50 from the smaller village. Since then, as the Rohingya youth refused to join this conscription, they were detained and taken to the military battalion and given them the 2 week of training. As of now, they have been used as a human shield on the battlefield. We have came to know that at least 100 have been killed in the battlefield on the battlefield in Ratirang Township just recently, just a week ago. So that is ongoing, and also on the other side, they are trying to create the communal violence. You might remember that happened in 2012. 150,000 were forced to leave from their houses, and they are still remain in the so-called internally displaced camp, which is exactly like the concentration camp. So these things are going to happen because yesterday, like in Budirong Township, the military force as almost 700 Rohingya to take to the street and protest against the Arakan army, which is predominantly Rakhine Buddhist rebel group. So this create a lot of misunderstanding. This is going to create possibly the communal violence. So if anything happen, Rohingya are without arm. There is no one to protect the Rohingya. So there will be a lot of loss from the Rohingya side. We are really worrying during the Ramadan. Uh, 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 just a few days ago in Ratirang Township, while Rohingya are praying the Tarawih prayer, the military shelled them, and some of them die on the spot. So, and also since the fighting is ongoing, the military block all the access, the from the Rakhine state. So the goods and services are not flowing to the Rakhine state. The people are facing a lot of difficulty, especially in the Ramadan. There are the people, not having good food during the suhoor and the iftar. Really a challenging moment, and also we are really worrying what will happen tomorrow and in very near future.
Yes. Also, Nadine, we're looking at the people in the camps that have been displaced now. We know that, they would love to actually go home. But under the circumstances, this is going to prove to be very, very difficult, where they will not be able to go home. So they've got to still put up with all these conditions. They've got to put up with being in Cox's Bazar, in the camp, millions. And at the end of the day, Allah makes it easy on each and every one of us. But I know with Gaza, with what is taking place in Palestine, we haven't had too much focus on some of the areas around the world, like for instance the Rohingya as well, which requires constant attention as well. And I think this is important, and I'm sure from your side as well that you are taking this campaign, you're taking it out, and you serving as a constant reminder to the world that let us not forget the Rohingya and let us not forget their plight.
Yeah, when in 2017 we have got a lot of support, but since it has been almost 7 years now, most of the people forget. And also, I am not jealous of the other struggle. Like, as of now, the Palestinian issue is the top priority. We understand that. We are also focusing on this issue. These are our brother and sister really suffering. And for me, also for us also, I mean, in the camp, I saw even the little Rohingya kid wearing the Palestinian T-shirt. So we all are supporting their struggle. We are praying for them. At the same time, I would like to also request all the people across the world not to forget the Rohingya, more than a million refugee at the war refugee camp. especially during the Ramadan. They need a lot of assistance. Previously, they were supported by the different organization, INGOs during the Ramadan. This year, I had that they are facing a lot of challenge, especially during the Sahur and the Iftar. They don't have enough food. Today, I saw a brother tweeted a plate of the, a plate prepared for the Iftar. After I seeing this, I really feel sad. This is the situation there. So I think if we support each other, no one will be no one will face difficulty. We have to share our, anything we can to the those who are in need.
Well, inshallah, I mean, we certainly will, and we will continue encouraging people to support and to donate towards the Rohingya cause as well. And they definitely do need it. Sen, Jazakallah once again, as always, for your time. Continue enjoying the blessings of Ramadan throughout the month as well, inshallah. And we do appreciate you taking time out every time we talk to you to come out and talk to us here at Salam Media.
Yeah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. San Lwin joining us out of Frankfurt in Germany this afternoon. The time is just headed for 4:30, and we still have got a fair amount to actually cover this afternoon. We're talking about the state of Palestinian activism in Sweden. And this is a country that is rife with Islamophobia. But before we get to that, just to remind you, Emergivac Sharia, South Africa's first and only fully Sharia compliant family, medical, takaful, and wellness product, wishes all listeners Ramadan Kareem. Download the Emergivac app today and get free immediate access to the Emergivac Sharia collection of du'as, ahadith, Quran, and much, much more. With that, we're waiting for the break. We come back and we've got a lot more to share with you.